What's going on, guys? We are back with the scope. Sorry we missed y'all last week. There was just too much going on. It didn't really work out. So we are back again on a weird day. So what I'm trying to say is thanks to everybody for joining us, being flexible, staying tuned to those socials, and joining us live here on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. Everyone downloading around the world, we appreciate you all as well so very much. And speaking of appreciation, I'm happy to see the boys Blue and Buff back. What's up, man?
Howdy, howdy. Good to be back.
What's up? Yeah, man. Seriously, I feel like it's been forever.
It feels like it. Yeah, feels like a long time. I've been in a time warp with the government shutdown, but it sounds like as of recording this, as of streaming, it looks like we're going back tomorrow. So I got to go back to work. See if I can remember how to do my job or even find my way there. It's been like 43 or 44 days.
That's
when do we find out if it passes? Aren't they voting like now?
Yeah, I think someone just messaged me on Discord that the CR passed the House, so the Prez will probably sign it tonight. So.
Oh, okay. So he's just got to sign it now. Okay. So.
Yep. Trumpster hits it, and we're back. So.
Yeah. Back
yeah,
to,
man.
well,
We're
hey,
so back.
look at it this way,
We're
Crash.
so
you only
back.
you have a 2-day work week then. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, see, that's not too bad. And then I'm gonna have just a ridiculous amount of vacation time that I'm supposed to use by the end of the year. So I don't even know how that's gonna work out.
That's where I'm at too. I planned my vacation out already for the end of the year, so I took like a couple of days before Thanksgiving off. So I'm working like a 2.5 day week that week, or a 2-day week, and then I'm off from like December 16th through the end of the year or something like that.
You're just gonna
It's
run out of
be
stuff to do, and we're all gonna have to play Arc Raiders like everybody else is doing.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'd rather collect pumpkins and ABI than that.
Dude, don't knock it, dude. I have 12.5 million Cohen in pumpkins that I've gotten. So doing okay. I take pumpkins you make fun of it, but I take pumpkins very seriously, sir.
Oh, I can tell.
I do. That's still like my favorite game to play right now. Been having a lot of fun in that. We've been doing pumpkin smuggling runs with on Lockdown Valley, just like rushing the extracts and destroying anybody in our way. And then when we want to make money and get back to normal, just playing Forbidden Northridge, and Lockdown Armory is also sweaty. I kind of think Lockdown is sometimes sweatier than Forbidden, which is weird, but it feels like that sometimes. People are wild with that. I've also been very disappointed and depressed in bow hunting. I've been trying to shoot a large deer, and he's given me the slip the last 4 nights in a row. One of them, I decided to hunt closer to the bedding area because I saw him there the night before, and then I didn't see him at all. He didn't show up. And then the next day I hunted my deer stand, and I checked my trail camera on the SD card. He was there. He was 15 yards from my deer stand, and it's a very massive deer. It would have been like a once in a lifetime whitetail deer with my bow, and I was in the wrong spot. If I would have been over there. So that's been frustrating. I had some kind of heavy duty news. I didn't really tell you guys. One of my really good friends from college and good friends and one of my Twitch mods passed away.
I saw that, dude, when you put it on Twitter. Sorry to hear.
Yeah, I appreciate it. That was really rough. He was fighting cancer. It still kind of happened abruptly because he just started treatments, but yeah, that was rough. His service was yesterday. So did that, and then yeah, just been switching back and forth between ABI and Battlefield 6, man. And it's just crazy the amount of stuff that's out there to play and talk about, and then to like look on our topics list on this live stream right now, and at the very end of it is COD and Tarkov. It's like there's so much stuff going on that a brand new Call of Duty and Tarkov's like long awaited 1.0 release is our like footnotes at the end of our stream. They're like COD's in like a couple days and Tarkov's in like 3 days. Tarkov 1.0. And it's just like, it's crazy how there's just like so much other stuff going on that it's kind of fell off the radar for, I think, all of us.
Yeah, sort of. I mean, I've been keeping up with it here and there. You know, it's kind of like in the wheelhouse. So
yeah, I don't think I'm gonna play it, but I'm gonna stay tuned to Tarkov like creators to see what the end game is like.
Yeah, because
I'm
this is
very
1.0,
curious.
man. There's no more wipes.
Wait, but 1.0 already came out, right? So what are they doing now?
No, it hasn't. 1.0 hasn't come out yet.
Oh, I thought it did. Okay, interesting.
No, wait, has it? No, I don't think so because the 1.0 is coming in the Steam release.
Or maybe it was
Yeah.
the Steam release
Guys,
I'm thinking of.
we're gonna get
Okay.
Twitch drops, and you can choose Nikita's voice.
Oh my, that'd be pretty sweet. But what
Oh,
have you
man.
been up to, guys? Blue, you've been a world traveler.
Yeah, you guys got back from New York. What was it? It feels like yesterday. It was the flight back was kind of because of the delay, but let's see. I got back on Monday. Yeah, so then Tuesday was kind of like my day back into it. But I was there from Friday to Monday. Left Friday, got there around 11-ish. Was immediately greeted by scammers at JFK. Immediately,
Nice.
like NYPD or transit police were like, if anyone comes up to you asking if you need a taxi, do not get in a strange man's car if they just say I can take you wherever you want. That is, they are not there. And then I would see like when NYPD showed up, put their little police sirens on, they would all get out and leave. And then as soon as NYPD left, they just go right back to
Doing exactly
the
what they were
departure
doing.
area. Exactly where I was like, dude, like they're you're not doing anything, man.
That's crazy.
It's like you're going against the law. But other than that,
were you like, man, I was just about to hop in a weird dude's car until you said something?
yeah,
Like I was so close.
Isn't that what Uber is?
Yeah, but it's
much.
different. Like, I don't know if you kind of initiate it through the app. It's
If you that's the thing. So we did that, which holy crap, for what should have been like, it was a 30-minute ride. It was about, it was, we split it between me, my brother, and my dad, but it was like, it went from $70 and then I refreshed it. It went up to 112 for the trip. And then it went back down to like 90 or something like that. Like the prices over there, everything is so expensive over there.
it's like playing the stock market when you want to get anything.
Dude, the food was good. Saw some really cool places when I was there. Saw some family, of course, and then pretty much just on the way back, we flew JetBlue. Nice, not bad. I was expecting like TSA and air traffic controllers to just not show up to work or something along those lines. So, but
dude, shout out those poor people, man, working for
at
a
least
month
they're
and a
getting
half.
back pay, man. At least I know for sure the air traffic controllers. I don't know about the TSA, but yeah, I think they all are getting back pay. It's just I think the air traffic controllers and specifically are getting like a bonus if they showed up to work.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I get back pay. Yeah. Which is like,
okay.
I was furloughed, don't get back pay. Like I would just assume, Congress do their job and I will work and do my job that I think is important and everybody moves on with life, but we don't live in that world really. So I just got paid for a 6-week vacation that I didn't really want. So
nice.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah. Other than that, just I was playing some Stalker Gamma, the mod pack again. Just kind of playing that. I played some Battlefield 6. I got the Ranger pack, the DLC for Veterans Day. So I grabbed that. I had once I saw it, I had to grab it. It was like, yeah, cool, grounded, modern, realistic, accessories and stuff like that. So I grabbed that, and then I played a few rounds of closed weapon conquest. Man, the maps are still just super small. So I'm just like, that's what I keep seeing online is like, just bring back some of the old maps. That's all we need.
Yeah,
but that's about it.
Yeah,
we'll dealing with Armor of Forger as well too. Their update broke so many servers.
Yeah, that's what you said. That was so our last episode you were talking about that. It's still broken. Huh?
Yeah, it's still even after like a pretty decent update. Like it apparently people will go in, and this is like a bunch of servers. They'll go in, play for a few, and let's say like a lot of the PvP servers are like based on rank. So and then all of a sudden, what was it? You'll get disconnected, and then your rank will fall back like 20 or 30 minutes before. So it just wipes 20 or 30 minutes worth of progress. So it's even worse on a server like mine, where it's like, you're getting loot, getting loot, getting loot. All of a sudden you go back 20, 30 minutes, after a hard crash or a reset. So yeah, it's been kind of frustrating. The server is kind of dying, and it's just like, man, you really couldn't. It was literally like you couldn't have picked it at the worst time. So just dealing with that, and that's about it, man. I just like, for me, I just want to get back into what I've been doing with Incursion, which I have. So that's pretty much my main focus right now.
Nice. Buff, you did your competition, right? Did that go all right?
Excuse me. Yeah, so it actually went pretty well. I placed fifth overall, which I was happy with. It was a pretty stacked lineup, a lot of competitors, and then I got overall best poser award. So
Nice.
that's like
Fucking
more what I was
poser.
hoping for.
Yeah, that's more
right?
that's like more your performance and more under your control than some of the other stuff that they.
Yeah, it's such a subjective sport, and it's crazy. Like some of the guys there were like way bigger than me, and I beat them. They were going for the guy that won the overall was like very like a streamlined look. So like, you never usually they have awarded, and I haven't competed in like 4 years, and they used to do it for this because I do classic physique, so they used to award it to like bigger dudes, and it's this show they did not do that. They went the opposite way. So
Interesting.
this show I came in like bigger. But yeah, I mean, I was happy with my look. So I'll do another show in April, and I think I know what changes I can easily make. The other issue I was thinking of is like I was ready 6 weeks ago, so I definitely lost a little bit of like. I still came in really full, but I could have been better probably. I just my metabolism was cranking too much, so I'll adjust my diet a little bit more next time and be good to go. So it'll be good.
Nice. Yeah, I was curious how that went. I was just gonna plan on asking you on here because we were kind of following along with that as you were preparing and stuff. It's pretty cool,
Yeah,
man.
definitely.
Cool, man. Have you been gaming at all? Or are you still focused on IRL stuff mostly? You getting any Battlefield in?
Yeah, I played. I started playing a little bit more poser. I started playing a little bit more over the weekend. So like Sunday and Monday, I did a little bit more Red Sec, which was fun. I noticed like quads is way easier than duos. Duos Red Sec, I
Yeah.
don't know what it is. It's just like very campy, and it's I don't know.
Yeah.
Quads is definitely the way to go for that.
I think in duos, I think the tanks are a little bit stronger because you don't have, 4 of you to try to take it on.
Right.
I think that it's way campier. I just feel like you can play duos and you feel like you should be almost down to the end and you're like really trying to be tactical and position yourself, and then you get caught by somebody just hanging out in a building and it's like you got 33rd place. Like what?
Yeah.
What?
I agree. And then like we played quads, and I was bringing for those from the chat that know Moo Man, he just downloaded it for free to play. So his first games were Monday. So we just jumped in with him with quads with Justin and some others, and like I was using the Tavor 7 that I have leveled up to like level 16 or something, and I dropped 9 kills with that. Like that thing was a beast. So just playing around with some different guns. So yeah, I'm excited to mostly on the weekends, put more time in now going forward, now that I'm not going crazy and worrying about everything else. So I'll get
Yeah.
some more time to play.
Yeah. We'll talk. We'll definitely get into it because want to talk about a little bit about Strike Point too. Whenever we talk about the Battlefield 6 update, because I've been loving Strike Point so much. Like I'm gonna play tonight. I'm excited to play it. Yeah. I think I like Strike Point in the multiplayer more than the damn BR, but I mean it's a one life mode, so there you go. That's what Crash does. It is I think honestly, in our first episode, or not I say our first episode, but for our first topic, I think we have to at least talk about Arc Raiders a little bit, just because it's so massive. Like it's like something that can't be ignored, like how crazy this game is like popping off. And
Yeah.
just to talk about kind of like the not necessarily even the gameplay itself, because I really haven't played it yet. I think I'm gonna get my arm twisted into buying it and giving it a go. Um, but just what they're doing as a studio, and how it kind of fits into like a lot of these games that we're into right now are doing a great job with post-launch content. So what's really cool that they're doing is kind of like well, wouldn't it be kind of like Helldivers Blue, where like it's like a community event to unlock content?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the only other game I can think of right now that requires the entire game to kind of work together.
Yeah, so it's really cool. They just announced this today. So they already have a new map coming, Stella Montes, which looks like an alpine kind of setting, like a snowy mountaintop. And to unlock it, it's a community effort. So everyone donates metal parts, fabric, chemicals, rubber parts, and plastic parts. And the more people that work on it as a community can get the map unlocked faster.
It's gonna happen quick, I think so.
Yeah, there's like 300.
It's the first one.
There's
Yeah.
like 300,000 on just Steam. So that's not
Yeah.
counting the other PC platforms and consoles. So I'm sure the game is nutty right now with people. So it's going to be pretty crazy. But there's going to be, with this update that's coming out soon, there is going to be yeah, I guess there's going to be new Arc enemies, gameplay items, and more. So there's a matriarch and a shredder. Some people think that the matriarch is like a super massive like spider thing that you can kind of see in the distance on one of the maps. New legendary weapon, 3 new mines, 2 new grenades, and a whole new quest line. And just the game hasn't been out that long, and like they're already doing stuff. But they also put out a 2025 roadmap. So in November is the Stella Montes, the community unlock event, the new gameplay items we talked about, new quests, and the new arc to fight against. And then just right into next December, they're calling it Cold Snap, the snowfall map condition, so you can get snow on the other maps. And you guys have, I mean, everybody's seen Arc, right? Like the way UE5 looks, the snow is going to look sick.
Yeah.
The Flickering Flames event is going to be cool. The Expedition Departure window, so that is where you are able to voluntarily wipe. If you complete the projects in this expedition line, you can reset for some permanent rewards. And a new Raider deck, which is, you got to think it's like a battle pass, and then new quests to do. So already all that stuff coming just next month. So they are hitting the ground running. And it just kind of feels like this is some of the stuff that they could have been potentially working on when they delayed the game. And we're like, you shouldn't delay the game. But now it's like kind of nice because they have all this stuff in the can, like ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I would definitely say Embark Studios is giving themselves a really good name right now, especially as a smaller company.
Yeah. And I know it's not like a game that either the three of us are like super excited about or into, but you just have to like go, wow, like they killed it. Like for a studio of that size to make a game this ambitious, that's like looks this good, has its entire world and lore like solid and built up around it, and to have it launch with this many players and be cooking and running smooth, like Embark did an incredible job with this game. Like you can't knock that, even if it's not for you. It's crazy. They added silently tested enabled duo prioritized matchmaking. So how it kind of is now, there's not set lobbies, but if you solo, it prioritizes hitting you with other solos, and now they're doing that with duos. So if you're a duo, it will prioritize other duos to put with you. So it's trying to put parties together. I think that's pretty cool. I think ABI kind of does that as well, just from my anecdotal evidence.
So there's no like only duo lobbies then?
Right. You can't queue up for anything else other than just a raid, but it tries to, behind the scenes, match make you with similar sized parties.
All right then.
And with that many people playing it, you'd think it'd be able to do so. Yeah, store cosmetic prices. They've reviewed those and made adjustments to lower prices. And they've done some adjustments to the Raider decks. They made the first one available to everybody, but in the future you're going to see both free and premium. So I'm guessing in December, when they do the new Raider decks or battle passes, we all know it, they'll probably be a free and paid version, it looks like. But Arc Raiders is like came out strong and already updating their game like crazy. So we'll see. We'll probably talk about it more in the future, because I really think I have some IRL gaming friends that are really into it and stuff, and like Fry and them are playing it, and I need to try it. Give it another try. Everyone said the playtest didn't do it justice, so I need to give it a try. But yeah, Arc Raiders is like looking crazy, and they're showing that that Battlefield, or excuse me, that I was thinking about Battlefield, that Unreal Engine 5 can actually do some pretty crazy stuff. Let's get into some Battlefield stuff, because sure we have more to talk about here.
Battlefield.
We haven't had a show since season 1 release, right?
No.
It's been 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we did. We had one
When it
Right
first
after.
came out,
the
then
week
if
of
anything.
Redstock.
Yeah, the week of Red Sec.
Oh, Red Sec counts. Yeah, Red Sec is season 1. You're right. Yeah.
But I didn't have a ton of time to play Strike Point yet at that point. Yeah, say point one more time. Yeah, so you guys want to give thoughts and impressions on the game right now, and before we get into like what's coming and what's getting changed and updated, or what do you guys think?
Yeah.
I mean, I heard that they're changing some of the skins a little bit. They just
Yeah.
okay, like very, very small changes.
Well, they that blue skin with the big smiley face that everyone was mad about, they took it out. They removed it. So
Yeah, but like a lot of the other ones are like they're just toning down the colors
Yep.
as well too.
Yep.
Which is like okay, better than nothing, I guess. That's what it seems like the entire motto for a lot of this for Battlefield 6 is it's like you had it and then you release something that just doesn't sit right, and then it's like, oh, I guess it's better than nothing. It's like no server browser, but you give us Portal. Oh, okay. The skins are kind of so
yeah, I don't know. I guess oddly enough, I'm not this way very often, but I'm kind of more glass half full with Battlefield. Like I think with what we've gotten and what we could have expected,
oh, definitely
I think
glass
it's-
half full for sure.
I think it's pretty awesome. But yeah, I mean, it's not perfect by any means. I think the audio and hit reg in Red Sec is some of the worst I've ever seen. The audio is so bad in Red Sec, man. Like tanks
It's very
driving,
hit or miss.
it's very miss.
Yeah, the fact that I hear like, I mean, silent tanks with this giant engine,
silent
you
tanks
know,
and jeeps or whatever they're called, the gliders
it's
or
crazy,
whatever,
man. Yeah,
like yeah, I had a teammate would call out like, we have enemies like 150 right over the hill, and they didn't say that they were in a jeep because they thought I should have heard it, but it was just completely silent, and a jeep came driving over the hill and ran me over. Like I thought it was just infantry, but they were in a jeep and it made no sound. It was like a Tesla, dude. It was like and then just like that was it. So yeah, they have a lot of work to do there. There's been a lot of bugs and they've been really slow to fix them. They're just now, it's like we said, it's been a couple weeks, and they're just now fixing some really big bugs. So those were really slow. We got some updates today on some of the bugs and stuff that they were fixing. But have you been still, Buff, have you been sticking to the big multiplayer modes mostly?
Mainly just like some breakthrough to level up weapons. So I've been just doing a lot of like, especially the casual breakthrough, just to get things leveled up right now. Because even though they adjusted the weapon XP, like it's still, to do a video, like I gotta get it at least to like 16, it feels like, and even then I'm missing a bunch of attachments. So I've just been kind of every night last week, kind of just grinding through a couple rounds of casual breakthrough. That's about it. Which is it's fun, but it also just gets boring. So
Yeah, I found that really quick, and I've talked about this on the show before about how I think me and like even a fair amount of the people in the overall like shooter community has gotten a little bored with respawn modes, like just in general, because you played them for so long. And I get that way. I only have a couple conquests in me, or a couple breakthroughs in me before I get tired of it. But it's pretty good. It's pretty fun. The XP and strike point, they said they adjusted that too, and it's like complete RNG. Like I'll I'll get carried by my squad or whatever, and I'll get like 15,000 for a 10-minute match. And then sometimes I'll just like pop off and get 20 kills, which is a lot for that mode, and I'll get like 4,000. It doesn't make like they can't figure out the XP on that one. It makes no sense.
I mean, it was I'm the opposite. I feel like where I want to play Battlefield for the respawn modes, specifically, especially like OG Conquest, OG Rush, stuff like that, as much as I can. Literally just like I got back, and then the next day I launched just a game just after the Lead the Way pack came out because I wanted to see what it looked like. So I hopped into a quick closed weapons one, and then it was like I went like 33 and 14, like just by myself, no teammates, random squad. Like it felt good. Also, the fact that some carbines are still kind of crazy strong.
Yeah, they are. The carbines,
Yeah,
I
and I'm
think,
just
are like
like,
some of the best guns in the game.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah. So I'm just like, dude, I was winning fights, and I feel like maybe I put myself out. I thought I was gonna lose, but I was just taking dudes out. So and trying out the M277, I guess that what is that based? That's the spear. Yeah, good damage. Just the rate of fire kind of threw me off a little bit at first, and then the legacy strike skin that comes with is pretty cool. But
oh yeah, that one does look pretty good.
Yeah. I look at the multiplayer modes as really nice to have. They're not something that I like to get into and grind. But like if I've been getting my butt beat in Red Sec, and then I don't have a full squad, or not everybody wants to sweat it out in strike point, it's so nice to just go on a big map and run around and be goofy, like in a conquest and a breakthrough, trying to push around and not have to sweat and worry too much. Like those modes are so nice to chill on. So I'm not saying that there's no reason to have them anymore or anything. They have their place, and they have their place in my gaming rotation. But
I just want to see when the coming next month that the ice lock is what it's called, I think.
I'm interested.
Ice lock. Yeah. It's like environmental, like you got to get near warm. I guess you got to go like what was it? I have it here. You got to go seek external heat sources, or your player health will slowly reduce. So it's just like, that's kind of cool to see. That's almost Division style type of gameplay from that I can't forget the game mode, but or I am forgetting the game mode, but it's just like if they put that into some sort of extraction style game mode, where now you have to like you have the weather to worry about as long as other players too, that'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of interesting.
I feel like that was a mode in Call of Duty where you had to like run around and pick up health packs and your health slowly drained. Then you had to like you had to always be moving to pick up to keep yourself alive.
Yeah, but that one you had to always be moving. This one, it's like if you get indoors and if you're like in a warm environment, you can just stay there.
Oh,
so
weird. That'll be cool. I'm very curious as to what next in a couple weeks. Well, wait, the 18th is when the next phase of it comes out. We get a new map already, and that's kind of what I alluded to in the very first part of the show. Is like we're talking about these games that are absolutely finally like prepared and ready to kill it with post-launch content. So we just got the Blackwell Fields map that came out to let's just say mixed reception from the community. It's a really good strike point map. But for the little part that they cut out for strike point, Cranked. Yep, that's it, PJ. Yep, Cranked. That's what I was thinking of. Thank you. As the COD mode. But we're just 6 days away. So the next time we do a show, there'll be another new map out and that new sabotage mode, which I'm interested in because when I initially saw the teasers for the season coming up, like what they were going to do for the phases, I thought sabotage looked to me like a bomb mode, and I was not prepared for how fun strike point is. So it's pretty cool. And I guess I could give my spiel on strike point if you guys want to hear it, but it's actually deeper than I thought as far as strategy and things like that, the stuff that I like the team play. On the surface it's small. There's only one objective. There's not like two bomb sites to defend, so some of the gameplay and the routes work the same. But what I just started to realize over the last week of putting some more time into it and kind of finding ways to win matches is it's so cool to have destruction in this mode because it makes it almost like a more casual siege experience because you can open up walls, open up floors, make different lines of sights and rotates. And how it works is you have to win 6 rounds, but it swaps sides every 5 rounds. And on that round swap, it rebuilds the map. So the first couple,
okay.
the first 5 rounds, whatever you blow up stays blown up. So you can kind of shape the map in the first round or two how you want to, and you can make holes. And I don't see any other teams doing this. You can have an engineer that can make holes so you can see into the site, into the objective, and all that kind of stuff. Just really quickly, if you don't know, Strike Point is 4v4, 1 life mode, round based. First 1 to 6 rounds wins. About a minute or so, or a minute and a half or so into the round, a flag pops up in the middle. You can win by eliminating the other team or capturing the flag in the middle. But with that being said, like being able to kind of do like destruction and stuff has really been a way to make rounds play differently and put some strategy into it that I didn't think about initially. That's been pretty cool. I really like Strike Point. Trying to maintain a higher than 80% win rate. So we got like a 85 or 86% win rate. So get some dubs.
There you go.
And yeah, it's kind of cool. I would like to see if I was gonna make it like better, I would give it like a little bit bigger maps and have 2 MCOMs that you can attack and defend, like it plant and defuse like an MCOM to make it more kind of like that bomb type mode. But man, it's fun. It's fun. It's just it's so great to have. That's why I'm a little bit concerned, like if I buy Arc Raiders, if I'm ever going to play it, because I am just so content right now with Strike Point, Red Sec, and ABI. Like,
You're definitely not going to play it if you buy it.
I get that vibe. Somebody's going to have to make me play it, man. But yeah, Red Sec has been great. I was going to talk about, since this is, you guys didn't know, this is an FPS news show of sorts. There are some changes coming to Battlefield that to get these guys' thoughts on. What do you guys think of casual breakthrough? So it seems to me like they kind of nerfed the bots in the XP and Portal, and then they made a casual breakthrough, which gives a lot of bot support. So it's smaller teams with just a few players on each side, and then a bunch of bots for like leveling and learning.
Yeah, no, I think that is not really needed when you have Portal, especially when you still have all these I was actually looking through Portal just to kind of, I was looking for a hardcore server, and then I kept seeing just so many of like 1 versus 23, like all AI, no weapons. Like, how did they program the enemy AI to just not have any weapons on them? Is that the, well, I don't know what's going on. So it's just like, you know, they wanted to do that. Someone could make it in Portal, but then again, also trying to find Portal, like real quick, just off track, the UI sucks in that regards. Like, holy, oh my gosh. But yeah, I don't think casual breakthrough is needed. And I tried it, and it was like, it was just the worst version of breakthrough, which I'm not. I like breakthrough on some maps, but most of the times I rather play rush.
I mean, they seem so, they're basically this close to the same mode, it feels like. But
yeah,
I think
right now you're staying on a point, you know.
Right, yeah, I think right now it's breakthrough in general is just the best way I've found to level up your guns. So that's unfortunately what I've been stuck playing.
You do get a lot more kills depending on the team, unless they don't get ran over in the first point.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm frustrated about though, is like, first off, I don't think you need it either. I agree with you guys, but it's like Battlefield's already casual. There's no skill-based matchmaking. It's a big map. You can run around and do whatever. Like, it's already pretty casual. And it sucks because I think this is a band-aid and a byproduct of them again not being prepared to handle XP farms and Portal. Like, this happened in 2042. Everybody built these XP farms and people were spamming that and exploiting XP, leveling up their stuff way too fast. And they had to do something like this too and put bots in like regular matches and stuff like that. And it's like, how did this time you not prepare for that to happen again? And then again, the game launched and people built XP farms in the
Right
portal, and
away.
that was one of
Day
the cool.
one.
Yeah, that was one of the cool things to me. That was like one of the selling points on Portal was like you can get full XP from player generated experiences, and I was like,
Mhm.
that's pretty cool. People can actually like use it and play those modes. Like Blue's looking for a hardcore server, or people are building, different
Right.
closed weapon stuff or tweaking the rules or whatever, and you can still play it and get XP. You don't get that FOMO of I need to be playing on a official server or
There
whatever.
should have been limits though to those bot farm servers.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
just
know how easy or hard it would be to implement it, but
yeah, I feel like with as big a studio as that is and as big a game and title as this is, like they could have sorted that out ahead of time without having to make a bot filled regular mode. Like it's just like it's a band-aid, and I'm frustrated that it wasn't thought about sooner. And I just think it's kind of silly too that you need a more casual Battlefield experience than actual how Battlefield is. It's pretty casual
Exactly.
already, man. Especially if you're like a new player. Like I just remember playing Battlefield is like Battlefield's really the game that I learned how to play mouse and keyboard on in like Battlefield 5 and stuff, because it doesn't like you can just run around, you can practice your movement, you can get into fights when you want to, you can kind of decide, hey, I want to run in here and run and gun up close, or I want to stay back and like learn how to snipe and stuff, and it just respawn, it doesn't matter. Like, so I just always thought Battlefield was already pretty casual. It's like I said, it's how I learned keyboard and mouse without a bunch of pressure. So yeah, I don't know. They said, yeah, there's like a bunch of bots and all that stuff. They said major issues resolved in their November 11th quality of life update. So they just did one yesterday. That they patched the striking the drone with a sledgehammer was an exploit to get on top of buildings. Lock guided missiles were also not, they were just not responding to flares at all and blowing choppers up anyway. There's also still and continuing to be tweaks and changes to Bloom. I hate so much. But there was some incorrectly when transitioning from sprinting to aiming down sights. Now it properly reflects it. Coming with it in November 18th. So California Resistance, that's when we get the new California map, the sabotage game mode, and some other new content. They're going to be changing another small tuning pass to reduce how quickly dispersion recoil build up during sustained fire. So they're changing dispersion across all weapons. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I'm just saying turn down dispersion and turn up recoil.
It says small tuning pass. I don't, it's like I want to say like I don't expect much, but
right. More lighting adjustments and visibility upgrades, so that's good. Those are definitely needed. Have you guys noticed? I was gonna ask, do you guys have a hard time seeing players in red sec in the final circle with the fire
when it gets like super orange and red and whatnot? Yeah.
I've gotten probably 22nd places, and at least half.
I haven't even won a game yet.
I forgot. I got close. I got third, but like,
dude,
it was like I ran into the same issue that I don't know if it was you that we were like, oh no, I saw a video. That's what it was. I think someone might have been hacking of some sort to the point where they survived in the fire or they were just completely gone. So you had two players left and there was like one more squad left. And they kept looking and searching and searching. They're like, oh, I think he's behind this box. Okay, no, now he's in the fire. Maybe he's in this grass area. No, it got worse and worse and worse. And then the fire just encircled them, and then just completely they lost the game because of that. And the worst part, I don't know if it was like a netcode thing because it was a full squad. It was 2v4, and they couldn't find 4 people on within the radius, and then it just completely. Yeah, I'll have to find it because that was pretty insane. But we almost had not that bad, but we were like, dude, there's only so many places. Where are these people? And it turns out they were all prone behind like the smallest like low wall there was. And I was just like, dude, really? Like they were just hunkering down.
200 IQ play, man.
And also, but the lighting and like the heat effects and stuff like that too. Like you think you see someone and it's not. It's just some like bush like burning. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's impossible to see people, especially if the circle ends in like golf course, the outside of golf course where all those bushes and stuff are. I
Yeah.
can't see the people. So like whoever gets the other ones like spotted and pinged, like they'll win. If you can see the ping, like I can't. I've had a couple second places where I've started getting shot and I can't see them, and I've literally just thrown my hands up and say I lose. Like I can't see you, and I'll just let them win.
Yeah, yeah.
I just can't see them. They're adding they refined, or they're adding different changes to challenges, whatever. Fort Linden and Portal, so more segments of Fort Linden will be available in Portal for creating experiences. Aim assist adjustments. I heard that they're going to revert the tuning of aim assist back to the open beta experience. This doesn't bother me too much. I aim for myself. So I don't have to worry about these.
I don't really
changes.
feel too much unfairness when it comes to
No.
against console players at all.
It feels pretty balanced, and if I think it feels balanced, it probably means that it's a little
be
heavy on the
honest,
mouse and keyboard. But
It's like, to be honest, I feel like you still get a advantage using mouse and keyboard.
you might, yeah. If I feel like it's good, then probably. Yeah, it might be a little stout. I don't remember how the open beta was compared to this. Can you tell much difference, Buff?
Not really. I mean, I didn't play too. I mean, I played a little bit of the beta and some of the labs, but I played those on PS5. I mean, I'm still on a controller on PC. I personally don't notice a difference.
I
but
feel like
wasn't-
these changes
I
are
wasn't-
they're probably more subtle than it sounds. Like it sounds like
Yeah.
they're like doing big time changes and stuff.
Right.
And then in the Winter Offensive update, December 9th, so that's when we're gonna get the other stuff that we mentioned earlier with the ice version and that new game mode. A vehicle balance pass, breakthrough mode adjustments, and rush mode improvements. Updating incom placement and rush. Let's see. Yeah, so for example, they said in breakthrough, like sector 1 in Mirok Valley now has fewer available vehicles and adjusted capture zones to help attackers make better progress. So this stuff is also interesting. They are listening to people. So this map design and size, we've seen your comments about map size and pacing. Battlefield is at its best when maps offer different ways to play and constant action around every corner. Striking that balance is a priority. With Eastwood arriving in the California Resistance update, we will continue monitoring existing maps and modes for targeted adjustments like what's planned in Winter Offensive, while learning from the community creations and portals. So they're listening. I think Blue, is that kind of your thought, that some of the maps are too small? I know from a lot of like longtime Battlefield players and Buff as well. Isn't that been kind of like one of the criticisms, that the maps still feel pretty
they're
small?
very walkable is what it is. Like it's easy to go from A all the way to Delta Point by just sprinting and getting there relatively quick, where it's like you needed back in the day, like on Caspian Border, even old Firestorm, you could have walked, but it would have taken you a long time. You would have to move to cover, but at least like a Jeep or some kind of ATV or something like that, a little 4x4 to get you there, or a dirt bike back in Battlefield 3 on some maps. I'm not saying to bring in the size of like Armored Kill maps back from Battlefield 3. Those were like primarily huge maps focused on vehicle gameplay. But I mean, I feel like just the base, like I keep seeing people bring up old school, not old, I say old school, but it's like not, I guess 2011's old. Demavan Peak from Battlefield 3 of like,
yeah, that's a good one.
that rush game mode with, you know, towards the middle of the map, you get to the next MCOMs and everyone has to parachute off the cliff side. Like there's not really any other iconic Battlefield 6 maps right now. I feel like there's nothing that comes to mind. I'm like, oh dude, this map 100% is gonna go down in the greatest lineup for Battlefield maps. They're all kind of relatively the same ish size. Firestorm is the biggest, and that even got a little neutered. It feels a little bit smaller. Like the mountains on each spawn point, I don't know if it's just me, they seem closer to the initial fight, and I guess that's like to help with sniper spawn camping. But because that was definitely a big issue in some moments in old school Battlefield. But yeah, and definitely they just need to expand it just like at least maybe 15-20% on some of these maps. But you also do need some close quarters maps. I mean, everyone remembers Operation Metro, Operation Locker. Those are very tight tunnel, 3-lane, routes. And then if you want to go even smaller, you got the CQB maps from Battlefield 3 that they could start bringing back too if they wanted, or something similar if they just want like the dude. Like to be honest, dude, if they brought back what's the game that you love right now, Crash, the 4v4, the
Strike Point.
Strike Point, dude. If they brought those CQB maps for Strike Point, like my favorite one was the rooftop on the skyscraper in Battlefield 3. That would be such a cool map to fight on, and it instead of just taking them, that's what it feels like.
That map, yeah.
Yeah, what it feels like they did is like, I mean, clearly that's what they've done because they've said it even in these updates where they just taken parts of the maps and it just scaled them down or like blocked off certain areas for different game modes instead of like making maps for those game modes. So then when you have a conquest game, it feels like a bunch of little mini maps on one giant map instead of, it doesn't feel like, and again, to the level designer that's probably watching our show right now, no,
I'm sure.
no issues to you. Yeah, completely watching it. But like, it doesn't feel like a lot of the maps were meant, and maybe Liberation would be the only one that feels like it was built for it. And maybe because it has like almost like a classic lane structure to it, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel like we need, just at the end of it all, we need bigger maps, and I wouldn't be opposed to bringing some older ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say like bringing in older ones like Gulf of Oman, Shanghai. I mean, there's a bunch of Battlefield 3 maps that come to mind, but then again, just like there's not really an urban. There's not many urban combat maps. There's like the Brooklyn maps and
Which is like one of the worst maps.
Yeah, only the one has helicopters and it's pretty small. So like
it's relatively small. It's crazy how small
it's really
it is.
tiny. Yeah. So I think like a Siege of Shanghai style map with a bunch of skyscrapers, but you need it like 1.5 to 2 times the size. I feel like you need a couple of those like dense urban type city maps, and a lot of like some of them, especially as a helicopter pilot, like a lot of the conquest maps they don't offer a lot of building cover. So like that was a big thing on Shanghai and some of the Battlefield 3 ones is like you could, if you're getting locked on, you can evade by getting behind buildings.
And if
stuff.
you're on the ground, you go in between the buildings and kind of work your way through there.
And you can't really do that because a lot of the maps are just, you don't have building cover. So if you get locked, like what's the one map from the beta? I can't remember what. It's basically just like flat farmland essentially, and that has attack choppers on it. And I mean, you get like 1, maybe 2 gun runs, and you're getting locked up immediately though. So you gotta do like 1 run, flare, and dip, and which is fine. It keeps it balanced, but you still need a mix of maps. You need maps that chopper pilots can take advantage of. And if you look at Shanghai, like really good pilots like myself could take advantage of that and go without getting killed the whole time. But if you get a team that's competent and is like, we're going to take down the chopper, you could always do it, So
yeah, you get 1 squad, maybe 2 that focuses on a helicopter. It's going to be, it's going to keep, at least if it doesn't even take you out, it's going to keep you out of the fight because you're going to have to keep evading the entire time and can't go for gun runs. And I will say, I do agree with what Lib said. I think the Fort Linden map makes a better conquest map than most of the maps in the game. And it sucks that it's only meant for the battle royale. When I was playing a battle royale, I was like, dude, this would be like, especially the downtown area, like, dude, immediately this would be an amazing conquest map. And I can only play it on battle royale right now. I know we do have, the California Resistance, stuff coming out. So like, we'll see. Maybe I feel like California is like, they're making California the bigger size maps for this game. Maybe I'm wrong, but That's what so far with seeing what
Yeah.
Linden does. Maybe the next map, uh, it'll be a bigger version. So we'll see.
Yep. But at least I guess if you believe them, they say that they're listening to that. So sounds like that. I've
Yeah.
heard that sentiment that you guys are sharing quite a bit around the internet.
Yeah, it's nice that at least they're looking at like portal maps and stuff like that, and like portal game modes too as like inspiration
Yeah.
as well. So it's like that's cool that the community has some say on it.
Because yeah, they do know how to design maps. Because I think, just like a quick loop back to RedSec, I think the RedSec map is awesome. Like
It's gorgeous, dude.
it's really good too. Like just from a gameplay perspective, with all, there's a decent amount of buildings, but like where there's not buildings, there's like topography. There's hills and trenches and ditches and
Yeah,
things
even
you can
like
move
the
in.
golf course, like you can. There's little like pockets of like debris or the sand pits and or craters that were already there, from the past battle or whatever it was. So yeah.
I like that map. So yeah. The other things that they're working on, social play improvements, player stats, hit reg. So this is just I just have this in my head that they're always going to be trying to make better net code. I just
It's
think
never
that,
gonna end. Yeah.
it's always going to be a pipe dream kind of thing that they'll always work on. Just I feel like almost every online game has net code issues because it's a tough thing to do. But said they're investigating hit reg, time to death, and time to kill. Excuse me. They're reviewing the vehicle ecosystem, so the overall experience and how many spawn on maps, stuff like that. RedSec, the top one, they're monitoring audio performance. We've identified performance and memory issues that can occasionally cause sounds such as footsteps or vehicles to not play consistently on larger BR maps. Optimization work is underway.
I love how they like toned that down. They kind of like, oh, it's occasionally cause
Yeah.
sound issues. Like, no, it was pretty much every single time.
It's
Okay.
pretty often. It's pretty often. A solo mode, it says they're reviewing solo mode pacing and difficulty. Playing without a squad can feel punishing, and we want solo to remain a rewarding battlefield experience. So, like Buff was talking about, like how tough duos is, dude. Solos would be.
I can't even imagine solos. I haven't even done. I don't want to try.
Yeah. Casual BR modes, they're investigating the potential for a more accessible battle royale mode that keeps the intensity but allows for relaxed play style. Stop doing that.
Another one. Seriously,
Stop doing that.
Like,
Warzone did it too. We're reviewing the current action time and availability for armor plating. It provides meaningful tactical choices, and we want to approach any changes carefully to maintain that balance. I don't hate armor plating how it is now. I kind of like how everybody has just two, and you don't.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
and
it feels.
I
good.
think it should stay that way. I really hope they don't do the whole pick up different armor plates and now you have 6 bars instead of 4 or 2.
I agree.
Yep.
I don't want having like, because the support you get to carry 8 on you, and you don't want a situation like COD where you found the vest and you get a bunch and then you can store them in your backpack. Like I think having it 6 max, 8 for support works good, because I feel like just having the 2 plates, like your plates get chewed through pretty quickly. So I think that like it fits the Battlefield TTK pretty well.
Yeah.
Yep. So another thing they're working on is tank availability in BR. Sounds like they might be nerfing how many there are.
Yeah, I always thought that should have been that in the first place. Like, it should be like if you see one, it's super dangerous, but at the same time, like, it should be rare to get one.
They're really easy to take out, though. I saw a lot of back and forth with
They
Swag
are,
and
though.
Westy and them. Like, if you get a squad that's competent, like, okay, we need to be prepared for tanks because we know we're going to run into them. You
Yeah,
have at least one engineer, right? So you have a rocket. You have anti-vehicle drops that give you more powerful rockets. There's the AV like acoustic sensor mine or whatever, which basically one-shots a tank, and you pick that up anywhere and just put it on the road.
I can't remember what the acronym is it for, but it's the auto guided tank one that like flies to it and then goes up and hits the top of it.
The Javelin, yeah.
That thing, you can find them in safes as an engineer quite a bit, and they'll 3-shot a tank from like way far away, and they're safe to run because you poke up, you shoot it, and then it's auto guided, so you just pop back down, reload it, and you do that 3 times and the tank's gone.
Well, also if you hit it in the tracks with any of them, I think I think it disables the movement for a little bit, or maybe just if an engineer does it. I was watching a video from, I think it was Iceman Isaac, that kind of explained this about the key the rationale
Is that
behind
the one
picking the
that
different
was?
classes.
Oh, never mind. I was watching a video of the guy. He went through and like showcased where to hit the tank, and you
Yeah,
can't do the track mobile hits.
yeah. I think it's like you hit them in the tracks in the back, but you get a boost and a little bit of a boost in damage how it's dealt with an engineer. But if like you have your engineer with a rocket, you pick up the anti-vehicle things by doing like the missions, at least get one other person to squad the rocket. You're gonna get artillery and
You can find them in the
airstrikes. So
crates too, which is
yeah, you
nice.
disable it, hit it with an airstrike, it's done. Or you use that AV acoustic like mine thing that does pretty much what a javelin does is once it detects a vehicle nearby, it shoots it up and comes down on it.
It's like what, 75 damage or something like that. It's a
Yeah,
pretty, or yeah, 50 to
yeah.
75 depending where it hits.
Yeah, because it's gonna hit on the top most likely. So you hit it with one
Yeah,
rocket and that, and it's done.
yeah.
So it's I can understand the frustration. I haven't played enough to really have an opinion. Especially I think the issue is if you're running into silent tanks. That's an issue. I think you need to be able to hear
That's
them
really, yeah.
from
It's like you
further
come all
away.
of a sudden just like from
Yeah.
behind.
Like a
It
tank
just
should
shows
be
up.
very loud, I think within like 100 meters, or maybe even
Dude,
200 meters.
I'm
You should
running
hear
War
the
Tapes
tracks.
VAL and I can't hear the tank, dude. Like I'm
Yeah,
Yeah.
running the most
yeah.
realistic,
Yep.
loudest audio and I can't
And
hear it. So
it's not even just an issue with the tanks. I think the footsteps audio has been very inconsistent too. We've had some people run up on us and there's no footstep
yeah,
audio,
it's
but
not just a
specific.
red sec though. I've
No,
heard it
yeah,
in some issues
yeah,
and even in Conquest. I'm like, there's a tank right on the other side of the building through a window. I should be able to hear it and I can't right
right.
now.
I mean, I'm just
So
thinking of Saving Private Ryan, right? You remember that end battle in Saving Private Ryan, and you can hear the Tiger tanks before they're
from
even in the
like before you even
city.
see it, yeah,
Yeah, when
yeah,
they're far away, you hear the engine and the tracks. Like, so I think you should be able to hear
yeah.
tanks from an excessive distance. That way, you know, like, holy crap, there's a tank. Because there's been a lot of occasions where maybe even you can hear it when it's close, but there's points where I can see it probably like 150 meters away, and it's driving around, and you can't hear it. And I think you need to make them loud, like excessively loud, so everyone knows there's a tank in the area. That way you can prepare, like, holy crap, there's a tank, we need to get out of here, or get ready to hit this thing, we need to engage it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm usually the only one fighting tanks anyway, so that's all good.
I'm always the engineer too.
It's so I saw a video. It was like breaking down the 4 classes, and it was like engineer. It was like the Starship Troopers. I don't know if you've seen that meme.
I'm
Oh,
doing my
It
part.
was like, yeah, it's like I'm doing my part as like engineer support. I'm doing my part, and the recon. It's like the outdoor boys. I'm in the the mountaintops of Alaska, all the way in the Pacific Northwest. And then the assault's like, I ain't do shit. It's just like, yeah,
yeah,
engineer
right.
support. That's kind of, I see, like I hate when I do random squads and I'm like, everyone's assault. I'm like, great, like we're not getting anything done, dude. Like
Yep.
especially on red sec. Y'all chose the one class that we don't need right now.
Right. I mean, the only thing is with assault, like the thing that you get proficiency with the weapons.
If you have like a dude that if you have a good squad that's like, he's a PvPer,
Yeah.
get him assault, and then the rest guys can support him and stuff like
Well,
that.
the other
But
day, like I was running assault in Moo Man's first games, and we were doing quads, and I was like, okay, Moo should be engineer, and we just broke it up, and I was like, I'll be assault because I want to use the Tavor 7 anyways. So,
yeah,
um, like the Tavor 7, I still only have the 20 round mag for it, and I've got like a suppressor, good grip, and things like that. And like, dude, I was like, I feel like assault weapons are in a weird balance place, but granted, it was pretty close quarters, and I was just
yeah,
chewing through people. So I do think if you're using assault rifles, if you're using the weapon that's designated for the class, you want to be that class. So that's kind of like how I am going in. Like, okay,
correct.
what am I going to run for my loadout if the goal is to get the loadout, and then I go that way. And usually it's like it's like engineer, support, or assault. But I think sniper is like, or recon is like the most valuable for red set because you get the deployable, basically like a UAV within It's like 30-40 meters of your location that you can deploy, and you get the drone. So like if you, that's the thing I think I'm excited to get more time on is like everyone has a role within the squad. So it's not just like Warzone where it's like let's mindlessly we're just gonna chase kills. Like you if you have a squad that's communicating, you're planning out what you're doing, who's better at what role. I think that's where the game's gonna go next level.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just randomly pulled up the store page for Battlefield 6. It is now sitting at 63% mixed reviews in the last 30 days for recent.
Yeah, it got review bombed first because
Because of RedSec.
because of Reddit.
Was there something that happened specifically,
It's,
or
dude,
just because gamers
I don't
being
know,
gamers?
man. No, it's just gamers, man. It's just chronically
Just gamers
online
being
people.
gamers.
Yeah.
That's what I had a feeling.
It was like the skin thing, and then there's a whole group of people that are mad because there's a BR. There's a BR, and then there's just like,
how dare you make a free to play game that has nothing to do
made by a completely different studio that has nothing to do.
Can we all
with
agree? Like I personally feel outside of OG Warzone, this is the most fun I've had in a BR so far.
This is the only time I've never had, like, other than some audio issues, I haven't had a negative experience, or did I feel outgunned or out armored?
I agree.
You know,
yeah.
it was definitely
I think
more
you
about
just gotta avoid
skill.
duos because duos is like a very inconsistent mode. You want to play quads and quads. I had it because I was playing duos a little bit the last couple weeks or when it was out with Justin, and played a little quads that first night. Had way more fun, and then more duos, and then jumped in the quads the past couple days. And I was like, this feels like a different game. It's so much more fun as quads. So that's the way to go.
Quads is the way. I think also I just get a little fatigued with the BR game mode, but as far as they go, yeah, it's a good one. It's fun.
But it's also, I see people keep saying, and I know we have more things. We'll move on here in a second. Like people keep saying, oh, they just copied Warzone. It's like, but then Warzone copied what is it? What's the one that
Blackout?
Doc and Shroud? No, Doc and Shroud.
PUBG.
Whatever that PUBG. Then Warzone copied PUBG. Like you can only differentiate a battle royale so much.
Yeah, PUBG copied
a battle
H1.
royale. Yeah, a battle royale is a battle royale. There's really not much else you can do with it. So,
But it's got the destruction, it's got the vehicles, it's got the classes. Like, yeah,
they Battlefieldized a battle royale. But it's also, it'd be stupid if they didn't look at Warzone and say, okay, what can we improve upon and what can we make our own out of this? And I'm sure they looked at all the other ones too. I think it feels more like Blackout than Warzone, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a good time. I have a good time of it. I think it's overall, it's probably the only other BR that I have enjoyed in a very long time.
Yep, it's been good. And the people that are mad about it makes no sense because it's literally on top of a fully fleshed out multiplayer experience.
Yeah. If it was the same studio and they were like less resources, then yeah, we'd probably be in trouble by now. But
cool, man. You guys want to talk about the last few little things we got cooking?
let's do it.
There was a gray zone patch. Badfinger Games broke the radio silence and came out with some changes to the game that I think are good. Let's just let me have the production team behind the glass pull these up really quickly. If I could get them also to change the topic indicator, please, that would be great.
Overall, it was a lot of needed stuff before 0.4 comes out.
Yeah. So the main things that they did was they upgraded to Unreal Engine 5.5, which gave them a lot better optimization. This heat map kind of shows that. The more greens you're getting closer to 80 frames on different areas around the maps. It's kind of a heat map for that. They showed some stuff like mid and low end CPUs are going to have a lot better time. The AI was, as everyone knows, has been like a sore spot for a lot of people with this game. It got even more changes. Within that, you get the AI difficulty levels are different. They're easier, I think, in the starter towns, a little bit still pretty difficult in the Tiger Bay, Sapphire, like all that kind of stuff. The Weather effects and fog and rain intensity affect them as well. They have a health status now and a suppression level. Target movement and duration of target lock are all changed up to, like if the target leaves their line of sight, the AI switches to a new target. The reloading, getting hit, becoming suppressed or stunned make them, break their target lock. So they said that their goal is a more believable, less robotic AI behavior with reactions and accuracy that depend on the situation, the weapon, and the environment. So just looking at like the differences in them, they don't like immediately smoke you in the face from like miles away, it looks like. So there's some, you get a little bit of warning and some missed shots and maybe hit you in some limbs. One of the other changes that I thought was like kind of cool, because in the lead up to this game, like I was really excited that they were going to have some of these realistic audio simulations of like how you hear the sonic crack of the bullet and the gun go off, which I thought was really cool. But
that was cool.
They've been backwards for like a long time, and now they're finally fixing it to where if someone's shooting at you, you hear the bullet crack first because it happens like right next to you, and then you hear the gunshot as the sound travel. Like it just depending on how far
the bullet
like
travels faster than the sound, anyways. So
if you're like super far away, So, but yeah, if you guys don't know, you can really tell when you shoot suppressors. Like bullets break the sound barrier; they make a crack, just like when a jet breaks the sound barrier, it makes a sonic boom. Bullets make a little miniature crack sonic boom, and they're faster than sound, so they get to you before you hear the sound, and you'll hear a crack and then the gun go off. And now they're in the right order, and they did a demonstration of it. I had it on my YouTube video, and it's pretty cool. They have some more animation changes to where it's not so jumpy and fidgety with the guns. There's a lot more smoothing and movement with holding the guns, like when you're strafing, as well as they've added some more weapon sway. They added a ton of weapon recoil, so the weapons kick a lot more. Take that how you want. What I'm hoping is it makes like attachments more important and more viable.
That's what Devil Dog just put out a video on Twitter.
I saw that,
specifically talking about it, and it was more of like they introduced more realistic recoil patterns, and also the way the gas affects your weapon as well too. So that would make muzzle brakes, suppressors, compensators a lot more usable, a lot more meaningful as well too. So, because pretty much you could have just ran any other, what's the word, suppressor, no matter what, and have been fine with recoil. So, I think this makes it a little bit more realistic. But I'm also like, because they kept so much emphasis on you are a PMC who is not just some guy who picked up a gun and started playing around with it. It's like you know how to control your weapon. So it's like you kind of have to walk that line between like making it balanced for everyone. It's like if you just go and pick up a random AK off the ground and start shooting it full auto, it's gonna kind of bounce around a little bit more, compared to a fully kitted out M4. So I would like to see how it feels myself, but to know that they also have people on the team that are putting in their feedback that have shotguns plenty of times, like Devil Dog himself. It's cool to see that was taken into effect, especially like the barrel lengths as well too. Depending on the barrel length, matters. So that was kind of a lot of games don't put that in there in terms of like
length
how
matters.
much gas is being expelled. Yeah, length. Yeah, you know what? It's not about how you how long it is. It's about how you use it. So
I couldn't resist. They also did something interesting. They added a new death sequence. So like when you get shot, your ragdoll will turn towards the direction you got shot. So like if you're paying attention, you can do like one last final call out from the direction that you got killed.
Northwest.
Northwest. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, man, like you look at the bright side of this stuff, like this is awesome. This is great progress. This is like laying a foundation for the 0.4 update. If you want to pick it apart and hit some negatives on it, I've seen a lot of my comments are like people are just like kind of written the game off as it's just too slow. Like the updates are too slow. It's going to be, a long time. We don't even have any idea.
Did they say anything about weapons in this?
No,
think
they
so,
just
right?
they
for
just
this
changed the
one.
weapon sway and the recoil. There's no new
Yeah.
ones.
Also, like
Damn.
the way that they were like showcased like tapping A and D as you're ADSing and not having the gun just kind of
Jerk around.
bounce on you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was already. I was like that little things like that over time add up and make it just seem like a better overall product. Now, in terms of how slow it is, I've seen some other people, that have said that this game's dead, no one's playing it. I mean, they barely broke 1,000 players during the weekend. But it's one of those games where it's like, to be honest, I'd rather them not go radio silent, but just put your head in the game, focus, get the game to where it needs to be when 1.0 comes out, because I have a feeling, especially from my time talking to them a little bit at Gamescom, and seeing some things that I had to sign something for, I will say that they have the funding to get to 1.0. That was like the main thing
Yeah.
for why they went to early access, and again, I get it now. So it's like they're gonna get to 1.0, and they said by 2027. So it's like, and it's interesting that it's like when I told people that this game released too early, and I would be like, yeah, guys, like you guys are gonna be disappointed when in 6 to 12 months or a year later, not much has changed, because I've said that in videos and on Twitter and stuff like that back before it was X. And then I got roasted. I got thrown under the bus. I got freaking like, oh, dude, we're paying for early access. We know, we're here to support them. It's like, okay, cool. Where are you now? This happens to like every early access game that I can think of that has like this major uptick in players. All these people are like, yeah, we're in it for the long haul. We're here to support the game. That's all we're here for. And then it just, yeah, no,
Yeah,
you're
but I
not.
mean-
you're really not. You don't get it. And now it's sitting at mixed reviews, and it's like people see recent mixed reviews, mostly positive overall. So it's like people see, they look at the game, they look at the Steam charts, they say, oh, game's dead. It's like the game's not dead until they stop development on it, in my opinion. That was always
Same,
my
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So I can't
yeah,
wait to see what 1.0 looks like.
There probably is a subset of people too, like me, that like bought the game and stuff, and then you're just kind of like, I don't want to burn myself out of it and hate it. Like, I've seen everything that patch
I'm the
point
same
3
way
has,
too.
and I'm gonna check it out again at 0.4. I'm gonna check it out again at 0.5, and that's just like how the development process is gonna go for me. But I'm
Yes.
definitely rooting for him, and it's gonna be like, it's gonna take time. I knew it was gonna take a long time. A lot of people I don't think did. It's crazy ambitious what they're doing, man. Like, this is like their first PC game, and to already have what they have now is like pretty remarkable. Like, just some of the detail and some of the stuff that's into the game, and some of the stuff they built from the ground up to make this persistent world with weather and everything is like, it I mean, it's a feat already. There's just not a lot of the content there to keep people playing a long time, and I think Badfinger Games knows that, and
They do know that.
and
I've talked to
yeah, and
their CM, and they're like, yeah, we're just here working. I was like, good, that's what you're supposed to be doing.
I think they're going to get another shot. I think they're going to get another shot at quite a few people when they do 1.0. I think a
so
lot of
too.
people will come check it out,
Dude, especially once, and it's like we haven't seen anything really out there in terms of the roadside picnic influence, other than like some people have broken down some of the weird noises in the jungles so far. But like when that really starts to ramp up, now you're getting like weird
I just
alien
think
type stuff, as well as the gameplay that's already going to be, it's already decent right now. Like,
I think a lot of people tried to put this in an extraction shooter box, and that's not what it is. I think the game and the community needs to understand that. I think it serves itself better laying heavier into those RPG elements, those role-playing game elements, and the lore and the crafting and the certifications, like the sniper certification, the handgun like those kind of things to level and change your character, and the crafting to make more loot that's valuable to build things, and things like that are gonna help that. and push the game more towards that path, because I found myself kind of trying to make it be an extraction shooter, and it's not, because you don't really ever extract, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just another step in the right direction, and we're just staying tuned with it. And it's gonna be a marathon, not a sprint for this game. That's just how they chose to do it. Could they have potentially got investors and got a big team and got this stuff done faster? Maybe, but I know with what Mara has said in some of his interviews, is that they just wanted to stick with the team that they know, the people that they know, and maintain full creative control over their game and build the
Yeah.
ambitious game that they want to. And if they're staying indie with a small team, it's just going to take some time. But
Yeah,
these
it's still
updates are good.
relatively what, like maybe 50 people or something along those lines. Like
It's not a lot.
that's not a lot for the game that they've decided to take on.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think it's a great game, but you see a bunch of people come back every major update. So like we said this
Yeah.
originally before it even came out, is like it's a great foundation. We knew updates were going to be slow. Let's see what the game's going to look like in a year or two, and it's going to be amazing. So you just unfortunately got to be patient, but that's a game I'm 100% going to be going back to all the time.
I don't think we'll get to the original player count. No, I don't think really, other than our creators, but I mean, a lot of games don't get to that point of reaching their all-time peak.
Yeah, we'll see. I agree, but every time they've had a major update, it's been all over Twitch and streaming for like
Yeah,
weeks.
but it's
Pretty
like
big.
the
So
most I've seen was maybe what 5, 10, maybe 10,000 players. Maybe I think I saw 13 during like one of their major Twitch drop ones. But
yeah,
so maybe, I'm curious to
They
see.
got
I
up
mean,
during the
like
0.3. Are you talking about Gray Zone? They got to 19,000.
19. Okay, so yeah, it was above 10K for sure. So okay, so 19K. That's pretty good. Like, and that was from when they brought in the cops and stuff like that, and able to do quests out in the world and stuff. So, and imagine if that brought back almost 20,000 players. Imagine when they start bringing in more lore elements, more weapons, more areas that are opened up. Once that ground zero opens up, dude. Yeah, I'm excited.
Let's move on so we make sure to get time to talk about Incursion, Blue. Yeah.
These next topics are quick.
Let's get in the last topics. COD and Tarkov. Like, I don't care if we don't get those today, because I don't. None of us care. Yeah. So what's cooking in Incursion Red River? Let's see if we can get the community manager on.
Hello.
Oh, hey,
there he is.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey guys, thanks for inviting me on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, it was what was it? The 8th dev update we just posted out. Me and the team, and we posted a lot of stuff. A lot of the things that I think people have been wanting to see, especially of course the new map. We introduced we're gonna introduce some more like urban combat environments. A lot of it is very. It's I don't want to like toot out our own horn, but like it's gonna feel like you're in the streets of Vietnam for sure. We've worked really hard with our Vietnamese advisors, people that live there. They sent us reference images of the houses, the streets, the sidewalks, everything to the little cans and cigarette packs and all this stuff. So it's like, everything from like just like everything down to the smallest detail of like the spelling on something to the way a house looks. So I'm really excited to see that come to life, as well as like now this will be, because this is a PvE game. So this is like going to be the first iteration of like our first phase of the story that gets implemented now. So now there's going to be like a little bit more to explore. There's going to be a reason why you're out there. You're going to try to figure out why you are there. That's going to be like the end of it. So really the first, and this is just the first phase. And we also plan on releasing at least, maybe we'll see, maybe 2027 is maybe 1.0, we'll see. But it's going to be like 24 story missions or 24 missions that are separated as well too, that will have you ask, why was I sent here? So then it's like you'll start learning more about the lore and the reason why you're there. And then of course the missions are going to get overhauled. So now instead of just operation and task, you'll have your general task and story missions, as well as moments that happen only in raid when certain parameters are met. So it'll be like maybe at nighttime, it all of a sudden, you know, a mission pops up to deploy bombs or something like that. So it's like very specific parameters, as well as the bosses are now combined with the story. So instead of just, because it didn't make sense of like you went there, you killed the same boss over and over again, and now it's gonna be like it's a story driven boss mission. So and the player who's hosting the party chooses those story missions, but everyone else can choose their own task as well. So that's still a thing. Um, and then we also have all the AI changes that are coming. So we have everything from the AI utilizing suppressing fire. They're also affected by suppressing fire. They do friendly fire checks before shooting. There's a lot of cover finding changes. They prioritize self-preservation now, so they want to survive themselves. They also now detect your flashlights. If there is one AI in this area, he starts fighting, and another AI comes around the corner, they'll start grouping up and start teaming up together. So one, one could start suppressing you while the other one wants to go around and flank. And then with all of that, that includes a bunch more customization that will be coming in the difficulty stuff.
And that's that's some of the AI changes coming from that new person you brought on board.
Correct. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. He's been posting a bunch of what's been happening in our work in progress channel on Discord. So if people want to go check it out, join the official Discord. And he just, he's posting little tidbits, little videos here and there, like showing how they're working. So, and then of course we just finished upgrading from 5.4 to 5.6.1. So, and that brought
Unreal.
pretty much everything. Yeah, Unreal Engine. About 10 to 20% performance gain. So like it was between 15 to 20 FPS performance gain, even with Lumen on. So, and this was on my PC that I recorded this with everything set to high, which is the default setting, which is what normally is set there. At 2560 by 1440p, we were getting above 130 frames, or Unreal Engine 5. So there's that, nice. And then it looks nice. Also, the weather's coming, so rain, thunderstorms, which also do affect the AI as well too. So their perception will be dulled as well too. So they'll see less, they'll hear less in the rain, which makes sense. So, and then of course we got the SR25 that was finally showcased as well. So we have the Galil Ace 2, SR25, and the M9 that have been announced. Sorry about the LAMG, not yet, Buff.
Give me that.
Promise.
Give me that SR25.
I'm pushing. Especially with the suppression mechanic, now it's gonna be like if 4 people are running together, having one guy with a belt-fed machine gun is gonna be like super beneficial to keep the enemy suppressed. So, and then of course all the new props that were introduced again in turn with our Vietnamese advisors. So everything from a dumpster to a footstool, like it's all like Vietnamese. Either inspired because we had to change a couple of prop names just in case. So we actually had little marble packets of cigarettes, and then we changed it to like something more Vietnamese sounding, even though it's clearly a marble packet. But yeah, so just in case. And then also like the tablet has been updated for the bunker, so now you can actually see a little a map in the bunker. And it'll have and since the bunker is multi-level, it'll have different height maps as well too. So, or height levels, specifically showing what floor you're on. And then a little quality of life feature. Each player will be able to set their own ping, and then you can see it now on your compass as well. So, but overall, and also each player has their own dedicated color as well too. So just little things like that, adding on to the story, the new map, the new weapons, the engine upgrade, the AI changes. We still got like I said before, we have frag grenades, we have vaulting, we have mantling.
Nice. That'll be good.
Yeah, it's a pretty big update, and it's coming quick. So
Nice.
December's right around the corner. Playtest will be happening sooner rather than later. So if people want to sign up for the playtest, they can just join the Discord and click one role icon, and boom, now you got access. So, and of course, for the content creators that want to join the creator program, they'll get priority access first, just to kind of showcase. But it'll be the same thing as the playtesters as well. So, yeah, there's a lot, man. I'm excited. Melee, I'm about to go on knife runs only. You know,
Yeah.
so the fact that the AI can see my lights and lasers now is kind of scary.
That's pretty cool. That's cool. You brought that one dude on board. That's killed
Yeah,
it in
he's
SPT.
been knocking it out of the park for sure, just nonstop. So, and it's like he'll do little things that we just thought weren't possible at first. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I could do it real quick," and then does it in like in a day. And it's like, dude,
Jeez.
holy crap! So
That's
Savage.
pretty cool.
mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. Well, I think that's pretty much a show. I know I know COD and Tarkov are at the end, but yeah, whatever. I'll be I'm gonna keep an eye. I think these news stories on the podcast, we'll cover them from like a top down bird's eye view kind of thing, as far as community reaction to them. There's going to be some drama around Tarkov. There's already people talking about how the arena stuff is going to be paid away. They're talking about how you can drop 5 subs and get a bigger secure container in Twitch, and it's only for the PvP. The PvE people don't get it. So there's that drama already going on with Tarkov. So something wild's going to happen with it. We're going to cover it from a community based, like a kind of an industry look point of view. None of us are probably going to be grinding Tarkov or COD for that matter, but we're going to gauge reception. There's probably going to be some news on COD versus Battlefield player numbers, how the community's kind of receiving it, and we'll definitely
When
cover
does
that
COD
on the
even
show.
come out?
It comes out in 2 days.
Friday? I had no idea.
I didn't either, dude.
That's
Until
fine.
yeah. Actually, I was recording. We were finalizing the show notes to record the Push to Talk podcast with Fry, and at the end of the show, I put on the show notes. I was like, "Oh yeah, COD comes out in like 4 days." LOL. And he was like, "Really?" Like even Fry and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah,
So
no one
Like,
cares.
wait, what? I forgot. Yeah.
yeah. So there's gonna be some big news stories around that we'll talk about and react to. You won't get the in-depth stuff like you get with ABI, Battlefield, and Gray Zone and Incursion and stuff like that. But we'll definitely talk about from an industry standpoint how those heavy hitters are faring against the others and kind of reacting to the community sentiment around them. I still think we'll make some good content and be fun to talk about. So
Definitely.
cool, man. Yeah, I think that's a show. I appreciate you guys being here. I really appreciate Blue and Buff for taking time out of their day to hang out with me and talk about video games. It's really fun. If you guys want to support the show, a lot of free ways to do that. Be a friend, tell a friend, share it around. Also like the YouTube link, share it as well as leave a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify. Helps us a lot. We really appreciate it. And yeah, hope to.
Oh, wait. Crash just pinged me and said, what's that, Crash? Oh, he's doing a 48-hour live stream for Black Ops 7. So, guys, make sure you tune into that because Crash is going to be.
And I think I got an email sent to the community leaders. We're going to try to get some super exclusive Hello Kitty operator skins drops, Twitch drops.
Yes. I hope that
Let's
they
go.
have big packages. Otherwise, none of us want those, right?
Trust me, they do. I'm definitely compensating.
Thank
So,
God.
all right, guys, have a great week, and we'll catch you then. Thanks.
Later.